good evening. You're watching Express News with me, Nancy Kohli Mahajan. Let's take a look at the top stories of the day. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman meets a group of distressed customers of the Cooperative Bank in Mumbai. While addressing the press conference, the minister said that the customers are upset over the revised 25,000 rupee limit on the withdrawal imposed by the RBI. The Finance Minister also added that a meeting on the issue will take place with the secretaries of the ministry and the RBI representatives. She further added that they have been asked to look at the ways in which the respective acts will have to be amended. The travel restriction to visit the J&K ends from today. The decision taken after a situation cum security review meeting with the advisors and the Chief Secretary of J&K. President Ramnath Kovind confers prestigious President's Color Awards to the Army Aviation Corps during a grand ceremonial parade at the Combat Army Aviation Training School in Nashik. President's Colors is a visible symbol of excellence and has been earned through dedication and worthy contribution both during war and peace. While speaking exclusively to Doordarshan News, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that the response of the French industries to India's offers for investments surpassed expectations. The minister also said that the perception that India is a big economy will grow further. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar meets the visiting Foreign Affairs Minister of Thailand in New Delhi. Both the leaders will also participate in the 8th Joint Commission meeting between India and Thailand. Several agreements in various areas are to be inked during the Thai Foreign Minister's 3-day visit to India. Union HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank launches Dhruv, the Prime Minister Innovative Learning Program, at the ISRO headquarters in Bengaluru. 60 talented students have been selected in the first batch. After the launch of Dhruv, a program of around 14 days duration would be conducted with the selected students and a valedictory function would be held on 23rd October. Addressing the gathering, the HRD Minister said that the program is named after the pole star Dhruv and every student is a Dhruv Tara. The minister added that in centers of excellence across the country, gifted children will be mentored and nurtured by renowned experts in different areas so that they can reach their full potential. ISRO Chairman Dr. K. Shivan, the Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian to enter space, and Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Professor K. Vijayaraghavan, were the guest of honor. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi appeared before the Surat court in connection with the defamation case filed against him ahead of 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The court asked Rahul Gandhi to file his reply till the 10th of December. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has left for the first ever high-level visit to Comoros in Sierra Leone. Strengthening bilateral ties is top on the agenda. During the visit, the Vice President will hold talks with the top leadership of these countries to give a new momentum to bilateral ties as part of India's Africa outreach policy. Earlier, the Vice President tweeted, I quote, India and Africa have a shared history and are inheritors of a rich cultural legacy. India and Africa are also witnessing rapid economic growth, rising standards of health and education, increasing gender parity, and expanding infrastructure and connectivity, unquote. In another tweet, the Vice President said he's looking forward to productive delegation-level talks and fruitful interactions with the heads of the states and other dignitaries. He also hoped that this visit will strengthen people-to-people contacts and bilateral ties between both the countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in Sangli, Maharashtra. While addressing a rally, he questioned Congress's intention on the abrogation of Article 370. He said that when Prime Minister Modi scrapped Article 370, the Congress and the NCP opposed its abrogation. The BJP President complimented Devendra Fadnavis for his work towards carving a new and developed Maharashtra. Slamming the Congress, the BJP President said that the Congress is still trapped in its dynasty politics. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora, while speaking to the press regarding Election Commission's preparedness for Haryana elections, assured political parties that the poll panel would work according to the guidelines against political party or candidates seeking votes in the name of caste and religion. He also said that till now no party has been able to provide any footage of any such instance. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Amit Khare said that Indian cinema showcases Indian diplomacy. Addressing a seminar on film certification and regulation of online content in Mumbai's film division, he said that cinema is among the highest revenue and employment generating industries. To mark the World Mental Health Day, Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya National Institute for Persons with Physical Disabilities organized a program in New Delhi. Joint Secretary of the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Dr. Prabodh Seth, said that the National Mental Health Rehabilitation Institute is being set up that will be ready in 3 years. Union Minister for Jald Shakri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat flagged off the rafting expedition organized by the National Mission for Clean Ganga in Devprayag. The month-long river rafting expedition between Devprayag in Uttarakhand and Ganga Sagar in West Bengal will conclude on 12 November. In a bid to solve its hunger and plastic waste problem at the same time, a unique garbage cafe scheme has been launched in Chhattisgarh's Surguja district. The State Health Minister T.S. Singhdeo inaugurated the garbage cafe at Ambikapur. At this cafe, rag pickers and the homeless will collect the plastic waste, and in return, the municipal corporation will offer them food. A unique health-conscious cafe has been introduced in Coimbatore, where ingredients like sugar, oil, maida and dairy products or milk are not used for preparing ice creams. The focus of this cafe is based on making life healthy. Equity benchmark BSE Sensex plunged 297 points on Thursday. After sinking 375 points during the day, the 30-share Sensex ended 297 points or 0.78% lower at 37,880. Similarly, the broader NSE Nifty fell 78 points or 0.70% to close at 11,234. The Indian rupee appreciated marginally to 71.04 against the US dollar intraday. Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark, declined 0.74% to $57.89 per barrel. Gold prices remained almost unchanged at the bullion market on Thursday amid muted spot demand. The yellow metal was trading marginally higher by 3 rupees at 39,375 rupees per 10 grams. Silver, however, was trading marginally lower by 24 rupees at 47,120 rupees per kilogram as compared with 47,144 rupees per kilogram, its previous closing level. Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police has arrested Ranbaxy's former promoter Shivinder Singh and 3 others on a complaint given by Religare Enterprises Limited. Religare has accused them of diverting funds and misappropriation. Shares of the telecom companies rose up to 6% in the wake of Reliance Jio deciding to levy call connect charges on customers, a move that is likely to be followed by the rivals. Reliance Industries has put off the bidding for the new gas it plans to produce from the Eastern Offshore KG-D6 block next month following a request from potential bidders. The Kerala government's long-pending dream of setting up its own bank by merging District Cooperative Bank is all set to become a reality, with the RBI giving the final nod for the move. In a setback to Indiabulls Group's plans to enter the banking space, the Reserve Bank rejected the proposed merger of Indiabulls Housing Finance with the private sector lender Lakshmi Vilas Bank. The first commercial flight from the Hindon Civil Airport, which is adjacent to the Indian Air Force's Indian Air Base, will operate from Friday when a 9-seater plane will take off for Uttarakhand's Pittorgarh district. US-based ride-hailing platform Uber made a submission to Delhi government offering use of 5,000 bike taxis to improve the first and the last mile connectivity during the odd-even scheme to be implemented next month. Tata Motors announced its first electric car for personal buyers, a more practical version of its Tiger EV that goes up to 213 kilometers on a single charge with a starting ex-showroom price of 9.4 lakh rupees. The figures released by National Association of Automobile Manufacturers of South Africa show that Mahindra South Africa is one of the country's fastest growing passenger vehicle and pickup brands despite an overall drop in the sales because of current economic downturn in the country. Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg will testify at the US House of Representatives this month on the social network's plan for a global digital currency. Apple Inc. supplier Samsung Display said it will invest $11 billion on facilities and research to upgrade a production line as it battles severe oversupply due to weak global demand for smartphones and TVs. Netflix has struck a deal with Italy's top commercial broadcaster. Media are set to produce films in the country as they set up efforts to boost viewers amid stiff competition. Turkey has launched a ground offensive in northern Syria hours after its warplanes and artillery began hitting territory held by Kurdish-led forces. Turkish President Erdogan said that the operation was to create a safe zone clear of Kurdish militias, which will also house Syrian refugees. The offensive was launched just days after President Donald Trump withdrew the US troops from the border area. The unilateral decision has been widely condemned, with the European Union urging Turkey to end its offensive. The European Commission President called on Turkey to stop its military operation in the northeast Syria, adding it could not lead to good results. Meanwhile, the United Nations Security Council will hold an emergency meeting to discuss the recent Turkey offensive in northern Syria. The meeting is called at the request of the 5 European members: Britain, France, Germany, Belgium and Poland. The Arab League is also convening an emergency meeting on Saturday to discuss Turkey's offensive against Kurdish forces in Syria. Following a request by Egypt, the foreign ministers of 22 member countries will gather in Cairo on Saturday to discuss the Turkish aggression on Syrian territory. Meanwhile, thousands of Syrians fled on foot and by car from the border towns of Tel Abyad and Sarikani. Amid deepening humanitarian concerns, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all the parties in northeast Syria to exercise maximum restraint and protect the civilians. The US Secretary of State has meanwhile said that the US has not given Turkey a green light to invade Syria. He, however, said that Ankara had legitimate security concerns. The US Secretary of State has also defended the Trump administration's withdrawal of military support for Kurdish forces in Syria. US President Donald Trump defended a decision to withdraw the US troops from northern Syria, saying it was too costly to keep supporting US allied Kurdish-led forces in the region fighting Islamic State militants. US President Donald Trump also said that he would devastate Turkey's economy if Ankara's incursion in Syria wipes out the Kurdish population there. The Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces released a video that showed a graduation ceremony taking place at one of their training academies. The Kurdish-led authorities in northern Syria may open talks with Damascus and Russia to fill a security vacuum in the event of a full withdrawal of the US forces from the Turkish border area. The External Affairs Ministry has expressed concern over unilateral military offensive by Turkey in the northeast Syria. The ministry in a statement said, I quote, "We are deeply concerned at the unilateral military offensive by Turkey in northeast Syria," unquote. The ministry further added that Turkey's actions can undermine stability in the region and fight against terror. Its action also has the potential for causing humanitarian and civilian distress. The External Affairs Ministry also called upon Turkey to exercise restraint and respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Syria. The ministry also urged the peaceful settlement of all the issues through dialogue and discussion. US Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden made his first call for impeachment of the US President Donald Trump. Biden said that by obstructing justice and refusing to reply with a congressional inquiry, Trump has already convicted himself. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will meet his Irish counterpart for last-ditch Brexit talks with just days left to strike an European Union divorce deal, and both the sides blaming each other for the impasse. Johnson will sit down with Ireland's leader for crunch conversations following several days of recriminations over the failure to find a compromise. Electricity was shut off to more than 5 lakh California houses as Pacific Gas and Electric Company imposed a planned power outage of unprecedented scale to reduce the wildfire risks posed by high winds and hot, dry weather. The outages were planned for communities across 34 of the state's 58 counties. A gunman who denounced Jews opened fire outside a German synagogue on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year, and killed 2 people as he live-streamed his attack. The perpetrator acted alone in the eastern German city of Hall. Launching his campaign in Sri Lanka's ancient city of Anuradhapura, Gotabaya Rajapakse said that the current government has destroyed the freedom of people visiting their religious places, referring to attacks on the churches. He also said he would release all the war heroes in prisons for various unfounded allegations on 17th November if he wins. Hondurans took to the streets to oppose the government of President Juan Orlando Hernandez, who is battling accusations that his brother has links to convicted drug traffickers. Some protesters clashed violently with the police in riot gear, who fired tear gas in response. Peru's new economy minister said that she saw economic growth for this year at 3%, but warned of a downward bias due to the global slowdown and a local political crisis in which the president dissolved Congress late last month. The defense lawyers for former Peruvian President Alejandro Toledo, who is facing extradition back to Peru, appealed his detention order after submitting a psychiatric report saying his mental health is deteriorating and arguing the extradition case could take years. Toledo is accused that he took a $20 million bribe from Brazilian construction company during his 2001 to 2006 tenure. Cuba's National Assembly will announce a president and vice president as established by the new constitution to restructure the government amid strong economic tensions reinforced with the sanctions put in place by the Trump administration. The French National Assembly opened a controversial debate on immigration as a part of an effort by the government to heed voters' concerns about immigration that are being seized upon by far-right political rivals. Eric Coquerel, an MP from far-left party France Insoumise, said that migration is not the most pressing issue France is facing. The London police arrested nearly 500 as climate change protesters labelled uncooperative crusties by Prime Minister Boris Johnson continue 2 weeks of unannounced protests to push for more to be done to protect the environment. Ben's party has given up his job to move to Hungary's second main river, the Tisza, to collect plastic waste that pollutes its waters. Over the past 3 months, working a small motorboat, party has collected plastic bottles from the river and its floodplains by hand to fill 466 huge bin bags. Falconers has strapped a camera to the back of a white-tailed eagle as it flew across the Alps in 5 countries to raise awareness about the beauty of the natural world in the face of climate change. Conservation work is underway in Auschwitz concentration camp in Poland on exhibits and camp buildings ahead of the 75th anniversary of the concentration camp's liberation in January next year. Union Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju said that Fit India movement has turned into a people's movement. He also said that every Indian should be mentally and physically fit in order to take the country forward. 6-time champion MC Mary Kom has assured herself of an unprecedented 8th medal at the Women Boxing Championship after advancing to the semi-finals. Mary Kom defeated Colombia's Valencia Victoria by a unanimous 5-0 verdict to make the last 8 stage in 51 kg weight category. A second-string Sri Lanka team whitewashed top-ranked Pakistan 3-0 by registering 13-run victory in the third and the final T20 on Wednesday. Skipper Virat Kohli became the second Indian captain to lead the side in 50 test matches. Kohli surpassed Ganguly to become the second Indian skipper to achieve the milestone. Indian skipper Mithali Raj achieved a remarkable feat by becoming the first woman cricketer to complete 20 years in the international cricket. Top seed Sameer Verma, young shuttlers Lakshya Sen and BM Rahul Bharadwaj progressed to the pre-quarterfinals of the men's singles competition at the Dutch Open Super 100 tournament. Germany had to settle for a 2-all draw with Argentina in their international friendly in Dortmund. In a repeat of the 2014 World Cup final, the hosts raced into an early lead when Serge Gnabry slotted home in the 15th minute before Kai Havertz doubled the lead for Germany in the 22nd minute. Brazil superstar Neymar received a special national team shirt with the number 100 on it to mark his upcoming 100th international cap. Brazil takes on Senegal before facing Nigeria on Sunday in Singapore as part of their 2019 global tour. Russia's men clinched their first ever team title at the Gymnastics World Championships, edging China in a tight contest in the finals in Stuttgart. The Russians never missed a beat as they posted a score of 261.7 across 6 apparatus. Dominic Thiem of Austria, the winner of last Sunday's China Open in Beijing, beat Pablo Carreno Busta of Spain 7-6, 6-3 in his opening match at the Shanghai Masters. Novak Djokovic continued his winning run since his return from injury with a 6-3, 6-3 win over Canada's Denis Shapovalov in the second round of the Shanghai Masters. India defeated Nepal by 4-1 in their first match of the SAF Under-15 Women's Championship 2019. India is slated to play Bhutan in the second match, Women's Championship tomorrow. Months after she became the first Indian to win the BWF World Championships, ace shuttler PV Sindhu said that her main focus now is to win gold at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Australia has broken the record for most consecutive wins in the women's ODI cricket with their 18th triumph on the trot when they defeated Sri Lanka by 9 wickets. The NBA confirmed an annual exhibition game in China would go ahead, rejecting calls to scrap the event over a free speech row. Former Chelsea and Arsenal goalkeeper Petr Cech said he was swapping football for ice hockey after signing to play for a British League team as a goaltender. Thousands of Iranian women fans are to attend a football match freely for the first time in decades after FIFA threatened to suspend the country over its controversial male-only policy. Argentina ended a disappointing World Cup campaign on a high as they ran in 7 tries to hammer the US 47-17 with a sometimes scintillating backline display in their final Pool C game. Winger Josh Adams grabbed a hat-trick of tries as the battered and bruised Wales battled to a 29-17 bonus point win over Fiji to book their place in the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals. The Rugby World Cup organizers were forced to call off matches for the first time in the tournament's 32-year history, eliminating Italy as a result, saying the risk from Typhoon Hagibis made hosting them an impossibility on the safety grounds. Japanese rugby fan Hiroshi Moriyama has become a hit at the Rugby World Cup as he embarks on a mission to paint the jerseys of participating teams on his torso. He has the tickets to watch 27 out of 48 games during the Cup and intends to paint all 20 teams' jerseys by the end of the competition. The Paris Metro has given itself an Asterix-style makeover to celebrate the comic book's 60th birthday this October. 12 metro stations around the city were temporarily renamed to pay tribute to the comic book series. 36 teams tossed pumpkins using their own built gravity-powered tributes in southern Indiana at an annual pumpkin chunking contest. The goal was to hit a target about 91 meters away, and each team got 3 chances. Veteran Bollywood actress Rekha turned 65 today. Best known for pivotal roles in Umrao Jaan, Silsila and Khoobsurat, Rekha has acted in more than 180 films in her career spanning over 50 years. She has won 3 Filmfare Awards, a National Film Award for Best Actress, and in 2010, she was honoured with the Padma Shri by the Government of India. Bollywood stars gathered in Mumbai to attend the screening of The Sky is Pink. Celebrities including Farhan Akhtar, Janhvi Kapoor, Vidya Balan, Javed Akhtar were among the popular faces who were seen at the screening. Post is a digital foray with the Sacred Games. Saif Ali Khan is set to star in another web series, Tandav, which the actor says is on the lines of acclaimed American political thriller House of Cards. Superstar Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shroff's Star of War has crossed 200 crore rupee mark at the box office in its first week. Ajay Devgan and streamer Netflix are joining hands for film Tribhanga, a multi-generational story to be directed by actor Renuka Shahane. The film derives its title from an Odissi dance pose. Akshay Kumar gave a glimpse of Rohit Shetty's much touted cop universe as he shared a picture of his character in the filmmaker's next Suryavanshi along with Ranveer Singh and Ajay Devgan. Dominic Jackson and Eric Johnson have boarded the third season of American Gods as recurring guest stars. Produced by Fremantle, the series is developed by Brian Fuller and Michael Green. Veteran actor-filmmaker Robert Redford will be honoured with the Artistic Excellence Award at the Morelia Film Festival. Morelia will honour the Redford for his lifetime contribution as an actor, producer and director. Award-winning British actor Benedict Cumberbatch joined the climate change activist camped out in central London. The Extinction Rebellion group has been taking action in several countries as it lobbies politicians to go further in cutting the carbon emissions. And with that, it's a wrap on Express News this evening. Thanks for being with us.